Welcome to Wise Women Wednesday for Brava Women. Today we've got Stephanie Rother. Stephanie is a online mind-body coach helping people to let go of unhealthy and unwanted habits to create the lives they desire. Stephanie has always had an interest in helping other. Welcome to Wise Women for Brava. Stephanie has always had an interest in helping other people, and after a career in corporate and business administration has retrained as a naturopath. During this time, she's become more and more fascinated by the impact that our minds have on our health and well-being and explored those connections. Stephanie holds a Bachelor in Health Science from Naturopathy, a Diploma in Hypnotherapy. She also has a Diploma qualified as a yoga teacher and meditation teacher, has a certificate in mind-body medicine and is currently training to become a breath coach. For the past 10 years, she's combined all her knowledge to provide optimal outcomes for her clients. Today, we're going to learn about the influence our mind has not only on our behaviors, but also our health, the bi-directional connection between our mind and our body, and how to have a healthy mind-body routine. Over to you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Dia, and welcome. So mind, body, spirit is basically the topic today, and lots of you are in that spirit and mind area yourself, so you can relate to it, that it is not only what we eat and drink, but also what we think. And in addition, with the spirit is, what is our purpose, what we are here for, what is our long-term idea of what life is about. But let's start with the mind and the behavior. And the connection is quite easy. If you have a good mind, if you're in a good mood, it's always easy to follow resolutions that you've had. You have a good diet, you have a good exercise routine. But if you're feeling a little bit under the weather, or if you get upset, everything quickly falls off the rails and you start to eat the junk food, you let your kind of exercise going. It just shows you the strength of the mind. And this is just on a conscious level, right? Because you are kind of aware that you're doing the wrong things and you know that you're not in the best of mood. But it actually does impact when you go into that area also on how you start to treat yourself, because if you eat the wrong foods, they also feed back onto your mind. So the mind-body connection goes in two directions. We mostly know these days that your thoughts have an impact on how your body is reacting. Your dreams can also have an impact how your body is reacting. If you have ongoing kind of bad dreams, you wake up in the middle of the night because you have nightmares, that actually has an impact. But your dreams can also influence what goes into your subconscious mind. Your beliefs that you have about life and yourself have in the long term an impact on your body, because they govern what you do and how you react to certain situations. And emotions have a huge impact on your body. I remember Maria just saying the other day that when she gets nervous, she needs to run to the toilet. I'm in the same boat, which is my mind. My subconscious mind is just sending signals that something is, not in the normal way. So my body starts to react. And there is a myriad of behaviors that happen, that we have, that has that impact on our body. But also our body has an impact on our mind. And the most obvious one is sleep. If we don't get enough sleep, we actually can't think clearly. And this has been also shown that, if you have not enough sleep, then basically you drive like a drunk person. Food has a massive impact how our mind works. We know these days you can treat depression with a healthy diet. They have done studies and they have shown more success than cognitive behavioral therapy. That partly comes together because of our gut and the gut microbes that get fed by food. But it's also, I think, the part of the fresh food that we eat, it just has a bit more energy in it. Exercise has a big impact on how our mind is. And it also has something to do with the fact that when you have stressful situations, you start to store the stress in your body. And I believe that basically what happens when you keep it stuck in your body and you don't move it, it just trickles down through your body in the long run and creates other problems. So you look at people with joint problems, etc. Quite often stuff and energy and emotions are stuck. So move your body throughout the day. It doesn't need to be yoga. You can just move in any way, but just loosen up the joints, go for walks, skip, jump, dance, whatever it is, and helps. Another one is posture, and people tend to forget that posture has a huge impact on how we feel and how we behave. And I just saw Dia sitting back here, and it is basically, we tend to sit in front of the computer having the shoulders hunched, which puts us into a fight and flight response, because there is a feedback between the body posture and the mind. Whereas if we sit with the shoulders straight, the chest nice and open, that actually signals to our body we are safe, everything is okay. So stress. Just quickly, stress is the evil of everything in a way, because it just creates so many changes in the body. And as you can see on the side, it has an impact. Short term, it is a good thing when we have stress, because, you know, it causes us to fight or flight. If we see a tiger, unfortunately, that doesn't happen that often. So all the impacts that happen with stress, like the wider pupillaries, that basically the bronchioles in the lungs open wider so we can get in more air, and the whole blood circulation goes more to the hands, the arms, the legs, so that we can fight or run, and then gets diverted from the digestive system, are really good in a short term when you need to have lots of energy. But in the long term, it's not a great thing that the energy gets taken away from your digestive system, because it doesn't work as well when you're in a stress mode. What also happens is in your liver, during a fight and flight response, the sugar that is stored as glycogen gets produced or gets made into sugar and released into the bloodstream, which is part of the reason why people who are chronically stressed have problems losing weight. The other thing is that you kind of exhaust your whole body in the long term. And then we have all the problems that come down the track. So what you can do is practice mind-body awareness and become really aware of, are you in a stress response? And sometimes that is not necessarily that you feel really tense, but if you're in a fight response, then yes, you have the irritability, the frustration, the anger, the tension. But if you're in a flight response, it is more when you feel the anxiety, the fear, avoidance, the chronic worry, the perfectionism. When you are in that kind of freeze response, notice in your body how you feel stuck, how you sort of feel depressed, in a low mood. Shame comes up when you're in that freeze response, or you start to zoom out. It's those days when you just don't get off the sofa, you don't want to do it. Your body is in a kind of stress response then. And then there is the fawning response, which is basically when you end up being always nice to other people, pleasing them, having problems to set boundaries, having problems to say no. This is also a way of our mind and body to create, to be in the stress response. When you notice those behaviors, you kind of know that you need to do something about it, that you need to be more aware. So there is an exercise where you can practice some mind-body awareness. When you have discomfort, tension in your body, kind of a sore neck or sore shoulders is a common example, or if you notice any other area of your body, connect with it and imagine it is an object. Think of, what is the color? Is it dense or is it opaque? What is the shape? Does it have a rough or a smooth surface? Is it hard? Is it squishy? And if it could talk, what would it tell you? Spend a little bit of time, listen to it. You might not get a physical or like an answer that says something to you, but you might get an idea what you want to do. Or what you could try at the end is, if it's something pain and discomfort related, try changing the color, the density, the shape. See if that makes a difference. Connect with what is going on in your body. Give it a voice, give it a personality. Maybe give it a voice. It's something to try. Now, self-care in general, what can you do? As I mentioned before, it's important to eat good food. A rainbow every day is ideal, or 30 different plant foods that includes herbs and spices every week. That has shown to give you a really good variety for your gut microbiome and to feed your gut microbiome well, which in turn then actually creates a healthier mind. Move the body every day. Do some sort of exercise. Do small stretches, little movement, go for walks, do something. Be really deliberate about what you consume. Everything goes into your subconscious mind and has an impact. So that is what you see with your eyes, what you smell with your nose, hear with your ears, take into your mouth, and even what you put on your skin. Everything goes into your body and has an impact. Smell can be really evocative of memories in the past. So if you find you're in a low mood, use a nice smell to lift you up. Now, stop stacking tasks. Do one thing at a time. So that multitasking is a really great way to get things done, but not. It gives the impression that you're really productive, but you're not really productive because you're actually wasting time. You're not doing things at the same time. You're switching constantly. It tires you out. Use cold or warm water to to invigorate or calm your body. Cold water really lifts it up. Finish the shower in the morning with a cold shower. It doesn't need to be freezing cold. It can be just cold enough to give you a little bit of a shiver. And that actually increases the circulation to the whole of the body, to the mind, and it wakes you up. At night, when you can't sleep, if you feel too hyped up, have a warm shower, go to bed afterwards. As the temperature drops, or have a warm bath. As the temperature drops, you get more tired. And then be conscious about your breath. Abdominal breathing is important, but what happens with breath as well is if you have a longer exhalation, it calms you down. It switches you into the calming part of the nervous system. So an easy exercise is to count in the breath to 4, and when you breathe out to the count of 6, or if you want to the count of 8, and just do 3 or 4 rounds of that. It gives you kind of a connection to your body, but at the same time, it definitely calms you down. And then love and appreciate yourself. That is the most important thing. Tell yourself that you love yourself and be mindful what you tell yourself. And I'll leave you with this, is your mind will always believe everything you tell it. Feed it hope, feed it true, and feed it with love. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you, Stephanie. And I'll put those links down below so that people can follow you and answer any